everybody, this is Dina from the Rhode Island Wave. I am here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island at the Cape Verdean Museum with the Executive Director, Joe DaMoura.
Yes.
Joe, tell us what we're doing here.
What we're doing here is I'm introducing you to the very first Cape Verdean museum in the whole world.
In the world?
This includes the Cape Verde Islands.
So wonderful.
It's a very big, special treat for anybody who lives in Rhode Island, since Rhode Island per capita has the highest percentage of Cape Verdeans in the whole United States.
I believe that because I have gone to the festival that they have at India Point Park over the summer, and that place is jammed. Now, I assume that's going to happen again this year.
It happens every year, and another interesting fact, it happens to be the first independence celebration in all of the United States here in Rhode Island as well.
Wonderful. See that? We like being the first, right? We're the first, I think, to throw the tea overboard, too.
Yes, and Rhode Island's a special place, and a lot of people don't even know all the great things that happen here. So
tell me about the road to actually create a museum like this.
The road to creating this museum, it's a long one, but I have to tell you, it's not my road. It was started by Denise Oliveira, a lady from East Providence. She began the vision and then materialized it. So by 2005, she was able to open the physical space.
Wonderful.
And this year, coincidentally, we're going to be celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Cape Verdean Museum being open.
Now, was that first physical location here, or was that somewhere else?
Nope, it was in East Providence.
It was in East Providence.
East Providence, which everybody was familiar with. But in 2020, we started a campaign, purchased our own building, because we were renting.
Wow.
So now the community owns this space.
So that's
the very first place, and then with the campaign, we were able to purchase this space.
That's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so when did you move here?
In 2022, September 22, we had the grand opening at this new space after we did all the construction. It's a 100-year-old building.
It's beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Basically redid the whole
And you guys will find that out in a little bit, because I am going to have him take us on a tour after we find out more about this journey.
Beautiful place. So moving here, we quadrupled the size we were in East Providence.
Oh, wow, yeah.
We own the place, and this is, like I said, it's really special, especially being in Pawtucket. Pawtucket has the highest concentration of Cape Verdeans in Rhode Island, so it only makes sense for us to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely makes sense. Yeah, wonderful. And so how long have you been the executive director?
Denise Oliveira chose me to come in and take over. And she said she thought that I was the next one to be able to carry the vision forward, and I'm very proud to have that honor. So here we are today.
Wonderful, here we are today. And now, were you closed for a little bit and you just reopened? Is that
usually once a year we close for a month or two, usually December and January, just for a break holiday. And then to kind of reshuffle things and make sure we're open and fresh for the next year as well.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Because as you know, or you may or may not know, we're all volunteers here. We have no paid staff. So it's a labor of love for all the people who volunteer here, including myself.
Wonderful. Now, most of the things that we're going to look at later, are they all donated? How do you come upon them?
That's what makes this museum special. 95% of the things you see here was donated by the community so we could tell our story. So it's not us putting out the story, it's everybody putting together their little piece in so we can have a nice full story of the Cape Verdean and Cape Verdean American experience.
Wonderful. So we'll give you a little teaser tour of what they have going on here, but I think if you really want to experience this, you got to come here. And what's the address?
It's 617 Prospect Street in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and the 5-way crossing. We're right in the middle of the street, Blue Hill Avenue, Prospect Street, Fortin Street, so you can't miss it when you drive by.
And parking, is it parking like street parking back there?
Yeah, street parking on the main Fortin Street, and as well as we have a lot right here, the next building up there.
So that lot is
for us as well as we have another small lot right here on Fortin Street, the next building over. So we work together with our neighbors, so we make sure we could accommodate most people who come here.
So if you're of Cape Verdean descent, or you know and love somebody who's of Cape Verdean descent, come on in. And what are your hours?
We're open now. This year we're going Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 1 to 5 in the afternoon. And we added the extra day because people have been asking, so you're not open Saturday? So we decided to give the people what they want.
Give them what they want.
You don't have to be Cape Verdean to come here.
No,
people come here and you see the connected history.
Right.
And because Cape Verde, as you know, were the first Africans to come to the United States outside of slavery. So our history here is long and well interweaved with American history, but most people don't know unless you're from New England. You go anywhere else, you say Cape Verde, it's like, what's that?
Yeah, right. Well, you know, yeah, it's wonderful. It's also, you know, it's wonderful to know the history of all the people that are around. I saw there's a small fee.
Yes, an entrance fee is $10, which is much lower than any other museum you're going to go to.
No, right. So, for $10, you get a nice tour.
And seniors and children, $5, half price. And, you know, seniors, children, and disabled as well. So we try to accommodate and try to welcome everybody.
Anything else we should know before we take our tour?
You should know that you really need to come here because this is a big gem in Rhode Island. Last, actually 2023, Yankee Magazine voted as best new attraction in all of Rhode Island. That's
a pretty big, we have a lot of attractions here.
Yes, last year Rhode Island Monthly awarded as best local museum. So it's an experience that I think anybody who comes here will not be disappointed.
All right, so let's take a tour.
Yeah, let me show you a little. We're not going to show you everything.
No, don't show us everything. You got to come here. You also got to get the feel for it.
Yes.
You got to feel your body in the space.
Exactly, and we try to. There's a word in Cape Verdean Creole, motabaza. Motabaza is a thing between love and feeling at home, and that's what we try to push here. So everybody comes here feels like they're at home.
Nice. I feel like I'm at home. So we'll give us a minute, and we'll take. All right, Joe. So tell me, what do we have here?
Right here, this is our cranberry exhibit right here. Cape Verdeans took a big part in the cranberry building bogs, and we just completed a documentary about some of the family, the Fernandez family, who's still working with the ocean spray. And these pictures you're looking at right here from the Library of Congress between 1908 to 1913.
Wonderful.
So this gentleman was doing a study on child labor laws, and whole Cape Verdean families used to leave Fox Point, New Bedford, and go up there for the season for 8 weeks. And they didn't get paid for those 8 weeks until the end of the season. So, and they were paid by how many boxes of cranberries they used.
That's what that box looks like.
They'd be paid 15 cents, 20 cents per box. And at the end of the season, that's where they would leave and get paid for all the boxes they filled. And that's how a lot of them kept their money to survive the rest of the year. So, and this was a major industry for Cape Verdean, especially after whaling. Whaling was the main industry that Cape Verdeans came here on.
Now, where are these cranberry bogs located?
Cape Cod, the whole Massachusetts area. The documentary we did was a family in Carver. They still have the biggest Cape Verdean family-owned operation in Carver, Massachusetts. And if you go to our YouTube page, which has that documentary, where you can see that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. We got a beautiful tapestry.
Yes, this tapestry came from Cape Verde in 1995 for when the Smithsonian had a festival celebrating Cape Verdean folk life. And these are particular to Cape Verde because these tapestries are made in strings and then put together to make a whole picture. As you see right here.
It's a lot of work. It's beautiful. Yeah. Very colorful. I love it.
Right here is our longshoremen exhibit. Cape Verdeans were, if there's a saying, if you want to find Cape Verdeans, go where there's water.
There you go.
So these are exhibits that get together yearly clam bake. This is 1956, 1960. And an interesting fact you may not know, the very first Longshoremen Union Rhode Island was begun by Cape Verdean. And there's still Cape Verdeans generational after still working at the Allen's Avenue as longshoremen, and New Bedford, you see a lot of Cape Verdeans in there. There's an exhibit going on there now telling that whole story. This is another important aspect because I told you Cape Verdeans have been here since American Revolution. There's records of at least 5 Cape Verdeans participating in the American Revolution. But these is how we got together. We were very religious, church-based. The religion, and in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, they had the Holy Name Societies, and each year they would meet in one. This is Boston in 1929. This is Rhode Island in 1927. There's another Boston in 1926, where they would all meet each year in a different place. Connecticut is above the elevator because that's a really big one. It doesn't really fit in here. So,
Yeah.
but that's how we took care of each other since, you know, we didn't have insurance or anything. So when the families had crisis, they go to the church, and that's how we supported each other.
There you go. That's wonderful.
This is our library right here. And Rick has the biggest collection, but we're coming in close and we partner with them. For anybody that wants to look up and do research on Cape Verdeans, or all these books are based on Cape Verdeans, different languages and everything, and we have these folios here for people doing research or biographies about different great Cape Verdeans who have contributed to America and American
So if you wanted to do a story on your family tree or your history, if you have
grade schools come here, there's biographies, and each different subject there's research here you could get information from. And even university, we partner with Brown, Bridgewater State, URI, Rhode Island College, and we share a lot of our information with each other. So just to keep, for researchers who need to do, or children who need to do reports, this is the place to come. This is when a community member made this collage for us, and this is Hakeem Jeffrey's family. You know, he's the minority leader of the Democratic Party, but he shows his Cape Verdean ancestry, and this is his family did it to show the connection all the way back to his family Cape Verdean roots right here. And so they donated this, you know, just to show, because that's a proud member of our community, if you will.
That's wonderful. All right, Joe, what do we have here?
This is where we usually start our tours with people who don't know where Cape Verde is, and we have these maps here. These are from 1602, and this is from the mid to late 1600s right here. We can show you where Cape Verde is positioned on the map. As I said, here's the west coast of Africa, and here's 10 little islands, the Cape Verde Islands right there. And they're so strategic and important to not only American history, but world history, you know, throughout the beginning times of Cape Verdeans coming to America. And Cape Verdeans came to America through the whaling industry, which this exhibit here gives different things that, because whaling was the most important industry for cosmetics, for dress, for everything, and oil, since we didn't have electricity or oil then. So the whaling was the biggest industry. If you look around here, we have a partnership with the Whaling Museum as well in New Bedford, because a lot of people thought that was the Cape Verdean Museum, since we had such a big part in the whaling industry, which is why we came here as workers in the whaling since the beginning of, not pretty much since the 1700s, basically. We've been coming here.
And you have some instruments? Are these traditional?
These instruments, because, you know, Cape Verde music is the biggest part of our culture, if you will, because we have very little natural resources. So you see, even the whalers, when they come in, they bring instruments and music, they perform the music. And after whaling, when we bought those ships, I joke a little, but I think it might be true. Those are the same ships that were used for whaling, that's how we went back and forth and brought more Cape Verdeans, and there was always music. So I told them we may be responsible for the first cruise line.
There you go. Wonderful.
If there's music and food, that's a Q cruise.
Wonderful. So there's a lot to see here.
Yes.
Are the tours guided?
Yes, we do. We offer guided tours, and everybody that comes here, which I think is one thing that makes us very special.
Wonderful.
So anybody who comes here, we'll ask you if you just want to look around, or if you would like a guided tour, we provide that.
That's wonderful. All right. Thank you so much.